Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about all of the books that I'll be reading this month. Happy February. I am trying to wear the pink, I have my pink nails. I'm like trying to get in the mood, because I'm ready for winter to go. I'm tired of being cold, but I do have my sweater here because unfortunately it's still cold. Alright, I have a few books in this TBR which hopefully I can stick to, you know how TBRs are. Like, it's really hard to stick to them, especially when you read from the library. You don't know when books are going to become available, So yeah, let's get right into it because if not, this video is going to be long. So the first book I want to read is The Priory of the Orange Tree. This is actually from my library and I also got it on Kindle. So I think I'm going to read it on Kindle. And then this book also has in the back like a lot of reference. It has a whole thing with all the characters, like the people in it, and then it also has like a glossary with words and definitions, which I've never seen in a fantasy book because I'm very new to fantasy. And then obviously the map. There's actually 2 maps, so I don't know anything about this yet. I don't know how they work, but yeah, I feel like it's hard to go like back and forth in a Kindle, so I want to have this one handy so that I can access those things as I need them. I don't know much about it. I know that there is a queen, a dragon rider, and then a misfit. They're all women, and I think there's a lesbian romance in it, and there's also the East and the West, war type thing going on, as there is in most fantasy stories. There is a prequel coming out this year, I think this month, so I want to read this before that one comes out so I can read it right away. So yeah, this is definitely one of the top ones that I'm going to be reading, like for sure, because it's from the library, so I'm in a little bit of a time crunch and hopefully I can get through it fast because this looks very, very long. Then I want to read The House Under the Cerulean Sea, I think it's called, and then Under the Whispering Door. I bought the Barnes & Noble special edition with the sprayed edges, so I will be unboxing that in the next vlog, so stay tuned for that. So The House on the Cerulean Sea follows a 40-year-old named Linus, who is a caseworker in the department that deals with magical youth, kind of like a social worker, but for magical youth. He takes an assignment to go to an orphanage where 6 dangerous kids live. While he's at this orphanage, he gets close to the children and he also gets close to the caretaker, which his name I think is Arthur. And yeah, it's kind of like a gay romance. It is a newfound family, so I am very, very excited about it. Then Under the Whispering Door, this one is about Wallace, and Wallace finds himself like he thinks he's dead, but then other stuff happened that confirms that he really is dead, and he is trying to cross over, I guess, to come back to life. It's kind of like in the purgatory, like in a purgatory between life and death, you know what I mean? And basically he has 7 days to cross over, so I'm assuming this is like a whole 7 days of like YOLO-ing, like just living their best life. There's also a tea shop owner, like a guy, so it's another gay romance. I am so excited for both of them. I cannot wait. I have read amazing things. The House of the Cerulean Sea has 4.5 stars, I think, and it has like 500,000 reads. I've been on BookTube as a watcher for years, like maybe like since 2018, and I remember this book being very raved about like in 2019, 2020. Then we have The Final Offer. This one is released tomorrow. I'm filming this on the 30th of January. It is released the 31st, and it is a Kindle Unlimited book, and I have read the first and the second book and I loved it. It's kind of like if it was following Walt Disney's grandkids love stories. So it takes place in the park. The second one didn't really take place in the park. The first one took place in the park, but the second one was more of a like business side of Walt Disney World, you know what I mean? And then this one, I don't know anything about it because honestly I don't really care. I just want to read it because I'm hooked on the series. But I know that it's about Callahan, and it is him and his childhood best friend, and he is the problematic brother, so he's like the one that drinks and the one that's, the black sheep of the family. So I like that, obviously. So yeah, I'm super excited about it. I cannot wait. Then I'm gonna read These Violent Delights. This one follows 2 college students in, I think it's the 70s in Pittsburgh, and they basically like get really close. It is a gay romance, and they get close to the point that like their obsession with each other causes them to do like, I think the back of the book described it as like unspeakable act of violence or something like that. So yeah, sounds creepy, sounds like toxic, and I'm here for it. I love it. I know I should be reading about love this month, but I'm not in a romance kick. So then I have Someday Everyone in This Room Will Be Dead. This one is about a lesbian woman who gets a job at a Catholic church, and she is like the new receptionist because the old receptionist passed away. So an old lady used to email back and forth with the receptionist that passed away, and she didn't know that the receptionist passed away, so she kept emailing, and then the main character emails back pretending to be Grace. Grace's death turns into like an investigation, and obviously she has to basically tell everyone that she has been pretending to be her. So yeah, anyways, it's just, I loved it. Like, lesbian Catholic church, that's all you had to tell me, okay? That's all you had to tell me for me to want to read this book, because as someone who used to be Catholic, who is bisexual, it's like, then I have soul in hair. And this one, I feel like I don't have to explain it. You already know. This is the follow-up to the Folk of Air series, and I am excited about it. I heard there's a cliffhanger ending, and the next book doesn't come out until February 2024, so I'm a little scared because I don't know if I'm gonna do well. I actually saw a review that said this book did not have to exist or something like that, so now I'm a little scared because I'm like, wait, is it not good? Like, I don't know. I hate reading reviews before I read the book, because I like to go in blindly, but like at the same time, it's like I'm still gonna read it. So it's 352 pages, and like I feel like it's pretty like separated, like in between lines there's a lot of space. So yeah, it will be a quick read anyway, so I will be getting through it this month. But I don't know, I just feel like I'm a little scared because the expectations are there, and every single time I have expectations with a book, I'm always let down. So then I have Bear Town by Frederick Backman. This is about a small town, which, you know how like in small town shows they care about the high school football team a lot, like it means a lot, especially to like American small towns. Kind of like that, but like with the hockey team. So like the junior hockey team is like a big deal in this small town, and they make it to the semifinals. But then at the same time that they make it to the semifinals, the star player gets accused of SA, and basically it divides a very close-knit community into two different, not teams, but like, people sometimes believe the victim, some of them don't. And like obviously they have like the accusation is against the star player of the hockey team. That means a lot to them. So, people put their blinders on and they're like, nope, I like the person, so he cannot be a molester. You know what I mean? There's a second book. I don't know if it's a continuation of this story or if it's like in the same world, like part of the series, but like at the same time it's not the story. You know what I mean? You don't need to read one to understand the other. That has a name. I just forgot about it. So just pretend. But oh, he wrote Anxious People. That's another book I want to read. Nice. I can get a feel of whether or not I'm gonna like him. I'm also gonna be reading Call Us What We Carry. This one actually won the best poetry of 2022 on Goodreads, and it is for that video. Call Us What We Carry, I think it's a poem that was read in the President Biden's inauguration. So I'm assuming every single poem in here has something to do with society, social justice, politics. It's probably gonna touch on the current state of the United States. So obviously I would have read this even if I wasn't making a video. Like, I would have read this for sure, because this sounds like my cup of tea. Then I'm reading the nonfiction Word Slut. This one is kind of like a feminist book. It basically talks about, it deconstruct the English language to basically show us how it keeps women from getting equality. You know how having balls, like girls on balls, mean strength, but being a pussy means weak. Pussy is for women, balls for men, like kind of like that. Or like the word hussy used to be like for housewife, and now it's used as a weak man. You know what I mean? Like, it's just how always like the female term is used to represent something negative, kind of like that, which I love. And it also, I read that it touches on using the word like as a filler, which I do a lot, and people act like that's so annoying. Knowing that this book touches on that, and it's probably gonna make me feel better about it, I'm here for it. I'm also gonna be reading Atlas of the Heart. This one, it's also a nonfiction, and I am super excited about it because I am a highly sensitive person. And this book, it is described as, like, it goes through, I think, 30 something of the human emotions that make us human. And yeah, again, one of those books that I want to read to get to know myself better and be kind to myself, because sometimes I'm a little harsh to myself. This one won the nonfiction of the year in Goodreads, so this one will be in the next video that I will be doing for the Goodread Awards, so stay tuned for that. All right, and then last but not least, we have Black Cake. This one follows a family. So okay, so the mom passes away and she leaves her sons a cake, a black cake, and whenever they cut it in half, or they cut it, they find a voice recording, and in the voice recording, the mom basically like tells them all of their secrets, and their secrets include like her running away from her hometown after she was accused of murder, and a long lost child. It's just like a whole bunch of stuff, and it kind of like reminds me of those stories when like people's lives are okay and then somebody passes away and then their life just turns into shit. So it follows them basically going through that journey of finding out all of those secrets and how they deal with them. If you made it this far, make sure you comment down below which books are you excited to read this month. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great month of February, and I will see you in my next one.